Hey, Captain Logos here, preacher at large, teaching the word, inspiring, 3 minutes at a time. Hey, it's in Matthew 6 today. It's the Beatitudes, right? Jesus' sort of all-time greatest hits, right? Now you can imagine Jesus sitting there, or actually standing. I'm sitting, but imagine Jesus standing there. He's out on the side of a hillside, sort of grassy around, and he's talking to his people. In this particular spot, he takes some time. It's about 9 or 10 verses. And he talks about anxiety. A lot of other things he just sort of throws out there, 2 or 3 sentences at a time. But when he gets to anxiety, he settles in for a little bit and he begins to describe different things. So there's Jesus standing there on the mountainside, overlooking some green pastures and some flowers in the fields, right? And he tells people, man, don't be anxious. Don't be anxious. And I can see Jesus standing there on the side of that hill, looking to the sky, and says, consider the birds of the sky. I could see him pointing to a bird, right? They neither reap nor they sow. They don't gather into the barns, but the Heavenly Father feeds them. And so he's really taking his time on anxiety, right? And he tells them, don't be anxious about what you're going to wear, what you're going to eat, what you're going to do, all this kind of stuff. Just don't be anxious, right? But there is one key to this, and it's down in verse 33 of chapter 6 of Matthew. If you really want to have your anxiety issues dealt with and not have anxiety, verse 33 is the key. But seek first his kingdom and righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Now, he's just given you a whole bunch of things of don't be worried about, don't be anxious about. He then tells you to seek him. And then he caps it off with, in verse 34, therefore, don't be anxious for tomorrow, because tomorrow will be anxious for itself. And each day is trouble for its own. Now, Jesus spent a lot of time, and so I believe that just maybe there's something in there for us, right? This time right now, we're in the house arrest and everybody's going stir crazy. Don't be anxious, right? Maybe you've lost your job. Don't be anxious. Maybe you don't know where your next meal's coming from. Don't be anxious. But what I can tell you is seek the Lord, and he will provide for you. God has promised to make a way. And all we have to do is to reach out to him. So please don't turn to drugs and alcohol and anger and all this other stuff that's happening when you're upset. Just know that God will help you find a way through this. God will make a way. He tells us not to be anxious. So I'm asking you, yesterday I exhorted you to read, pray, and study. Today I am encouraging you to seek the Lord and not to worry, because as you seek the Lord, he will make a way. Now, get your face in the Bible.